Welcome to Swish and Flick, an all Potter podcast.
Swish and flick. Everyone? Swish and flick.
Hello and welcome to episode 113 of Swish and Flick. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Megan.
And I'm Katie.
And this episode is sponsored by Keith Warren. Thank you, Keith.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
You bomb.
So Sarah is out again for this episode. She is taking a much needed break from her super crazy busy life. So she's just having a nice evening to herself. Rightfully deserved. Mm-hmm. So today we will be discussing the second half of chapter 35 of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Veritaserum. So make sure that you have read that chapter and you're ready to blank your way into the details. Before we begin, let's go to Megan for some weekly profit news.
You have one for all the other episodes.
Oh, well.
All right.
'Tis life.
So I wanted to tell everybody about a new little con that we discovered.
Yes.
Called Ironton Wizard Fest that's happening in good old Ironton, Ohio, which is literally in the middle of nowhere.
I'm just going to say I didn't even know that place existed. As
Same.
an Ohioan.
Literally
Yep.
did
No
not
idea.
either.
But our buddies, Chris Rankin and James Payton, will be there,
Woo, 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 woo.
which means we'll be there.
Heck yes.
It's not confirmed if Sarah's coming, but if she can, she will.
Yes.
But the three of us will definitely be there. And we would love to hang out with anybody who is nearby. It is November 9th and 10th. I believe that we're going to go both days.
It's only like $10, right?
I might be in for one.
Okay.
I don't know. TBD.
We'll figure it out.
Listen, if I can convince the Martanius, it also depends on if he has Browns tickets. So it depends.
Oh, for that weekend?
Well, I don't know when he has Browns tickets, but they bought season tickets and then they split them amongst their friend group.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. We'll figure it out.
TBD.
Yes, another
Well-
TBD.
Maybe he can come.
You're cute.
I think he'd get along with James.
Oh, he would have
Very
a
well.
great time. He would have a great time. It's just we got to find out Miss Rose.
Mm-hmm. Bring her along. I'll hold her while he drinks a beer. It's fine.
She will not let you.
And she'll just give me the look.
She'll cling to my shoulder.
I know. So hopefully we can meet some people, hang out with our buds, and enjoy it.
Yeah. See
So,
what it's
yeah.
all about. We will give the full report if you can't make it.
We will.
Yep.
Tiffany, what time is it?
It's time for the Capri.
That was nice.
You're welcome.
So last time Harry made it out of the graveyard alive and back to Hogwarts. Judy dragged Harry away and interrogated him and revealed he's the one who put Harry's name in the hot cup of fire. But then Dumbledore bursts in and we find out Judy's a fake and we find the real, we can finally say it, Moody.
It's been a minute since we've said Moody. Mm-hmm. It kind of feels weird.
It does.
No.
I mean, I'm going to have to. I think last episode I was like, Judy, no, Barty Crouch Jr.
Yeah.
So it's going to be
gonna be interesting.
different.
I think we feel like Harry in this situation. Like he probably feels weird too. Even though he called him Moody the whole time, but he's probably like,
Yeah. It's interesting.
who's doing the summary?
Oh, me. Sorry.
It's her.
Wake up!
So Moody has actually been Judy, Barty Crouch Jr., using Polyjuice Potion for the entire school year. Junior tells everyone how he did it all, escaped Azkaban, escaped his father's hold, and how he got to Moody and Hogwarts' plans. Many truths were revealed. Dun, dun, dun.
Are you ready to get into the meat and potatoes of this book? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is big.
This is, yeah.
chapter was a lot, so obviously
It was a lot to take in.
Yeah,
Especially
so-
that first time around.
it's like really good that it's split because like I can't imagine talking about all of this in one episode.
No, I mean, three of us literally talked for...
Two and a half hours
Oh, wow.
before editing, but still 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of hours on half of a chapter. Yeah, that's why we're splitting them. All right, so let's dive into this a little bit. So where we left off was Dumbledore had sent McGonagall and Snape out on their little odd missions that they didn't question.
Right.
Thankfully. And so Harry and Dumbledore are just like sitting here and waiting for Judy to transform back. So here we go. So the polyjuice potion had worn off, and lying before Harry was a pale-skinned, slightly freckled man with a mop of fair-colored hair. And Harry knew who he was because of the pensieve, although he was looking much older. This was dun, 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 Barty Crouch Jr.
Plot twist of the century.
Seriously.
But honestly,
Yeah. I mean, because...
I I did not see this. No clue.
Not a clue.
We just see him as in one memory, and that's all you know of, you know? So to him, he's not even a slightly significant, or to the reader, he's not even a slightly significant character at all.
Right.
And then all of a sudden
No.
it's like, oh, he's literally the backbone of this entire book.
Yeah.
Like, because if you think about, like, where you always, like, see new characters are always, like, the bad guys coming up. Well, she showed you a ton of people in that pensieve, and she showed you Karkaroff, and, you know...
She played it up to be a lot of different people, potentially.
Yeah, she really, really did. So, I mean, I was floored with everybody else. So there were hurried footsteps just outside the door, and Snape had returned, and Winky the house elf was at his heels, and then McGonagall was right behind them. So McGonagall took Sirius in his animagus form to Dumbledore's office. So that's where Sirius is right now. So Winky comes in. She is beside herself. She is calling Barty Crouch Jr. Master Barty. She's trying to fling herself on his chest. She starts yelling that they have killed him. He's really knocked out. He's stupefied. But Dumbledore reassures her and tells her that it's simply a stunning spell and that she needs to step aside, pretty much. And so Dumbledore asks Snape for the potion, and Snape hands him a small bottle of a completely clear liquid, Veritaserum. Tricky, 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 right? So there is an article on the former Pottermore, now wizardingworld.com, which it actually translated over. So we were talking in an earlier episode how some of the articles are absolutely gone. The pages are not found if you have previous links. So I did these notes, goodness, maybe a month ago, if not more. And so all my links say pottermore.com, which Pottermore is no longer a thing. It is the wizardingworld.com. This article translated over, which I was lucky, and my other article translated over, which I was like, thank goodness. So under Veritaserum, it says, this powerful truth serum is what is used on Barty Crouch Jr. at the end of Goblet of Fire. So you know it's made of strong stuff. With a bottle of this in the back of the cupboard, there'd be no pretending to Mom it wasn't you who kicked a football through the back window ever again. Obviously, you're not going to use it for that. But we do know that Umbridge tries to use it on Harry in book 5.
What a bee.
And luckily Harry is smart enough he like closes his lips real tight and pretends to drink the tea. And it like dribbles down him a little bit. But she does give it to other people. And she actually uses up Snape's entire stock of Veritaserum, which I'm sure this is a potion that, like other potions, is exceptionally hard to make. I think Hermione looks it up
Oh, it's gotta be
in
expensive.
6 when they're talking about getting the memory from Slughorn.
Yeah.
And it takes like 3 months to like
Brew it.
mature or something like
Something
this.
crazy.
Yeah.
Because they think about using it, right? On Slughorn.
Yeah, but Hermione is like, no, Dumbledore asked you to get the memory because it's something about you, not what
Right.
you can do. Dumbledore can do whatever he wants with potions and spells and whatever.
So smart, that Hermione.
Although, Felix, just saying.
Felix.
I just feel like Hagrid's is the place to be tonight.
He's so great in that scene.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
But then I put in an article about Latin, And it must have been because of Veritaserum. So I just have to scroll through here real quick and find what I was looking for. Because
Pig Latin?
this article looks different than it was when it was still on Pottermore.
What are they doing? All right, while you're looking, I'm just going to
Maybe was it about
say
renovate?
that right here.
No, it was about the word Veritaserum.
Why would they get rid of it? Vinny says verita is truth.
Yeah, that's
truth. It's literally truth serum.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vinny.
So I was looking for it, but the old one had a little explanation about it.
Steph says like verify. Verita.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
So
I'm saving this article for our Boston.
oh yeah, it's a great one for our Boston discussion and panel. But like, I just wish it was still in there. That's really weird that they would delete part of it. But anywho, let's move forward. So Dumbledore, and I'm just going to call him Junior. Dumbledore pulls Junior to a sitting position and pours 3 drops of the Veritaserum inside his mouth, and then he says, "Renervate," which basically means like
Wake
get up, like
I found it. The Truth Potion Veritaserum from Veritas Truth. It was at the
what section
end.
was it? It was at the end.
Language of Magic.
One teeny tiny little tic tac spot.
Yeah, it was one sentence.
Gosh, goodness gracious. Okay. So immediately Junior opens his eyes. Dumbledore crouches, haha, to his level and asks if Junior can hear him. And he has to tell the truth, right? And so you can tell that Dumbledore has a plan. So he asks Junior how he came to be here and how did he escape Azkaban. So Dumbledore's going and he's like, I'm not going to talk about tonight just yet. I need to verify that I know the entire story from beginning to end so that I can
Provide this information.
provide the information, make my plans. You know, he's always got a plan. So
Man with the plan.
Junior-
Dumbledore.
Junior takes a deep, shuddering breath, and then he begins to speak in a...
Spleek!
Sorry. Continue.
I'm very good at public speaking.
Better than me.
Now I lost my train of thought.
Speaking.
So Junior takes a deep, shuddering breath, and he begins to speak in a flat, expressionless voice. So I imagine this is just like the potion working where he's like literally nothing but truth is coming out.
No control. I mean, it's just, you know.
Yeah, he
gonna come
has
out.
to do it. So it's like, I'm just going to explain this in the most drab way possible. So
Robot.
he says, quote, "My mother saved me. She knew she was dying. She persuaded my father to rescue me as a last favor to her. He loved her as he had never loved me. He agreed. They came to visit me. They gave me a draught of polyjuice potion containing one of my mother's hairs. She took the draught of polyjuice potion containing one of my hairs. We took each other's appearance." So Winky is basically mortified by this. She tells him to say no more because he is getting his father into trouble. But because of the potion, Junior continues on.
Does it really matter that he is getting his father into trouble because his father is dead?
Winky don't know.
Doesn't she?
Not yet.
Well, I
She's
guess
gonna
she
find
knows
out.
that he's missing.
She finds
Because
out
that's what people
now,
think.
which is really sad for her
Right, it is.
because she truly did love the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as Tiff said, him and his mother switched spots. And that's how he was able to get out because what is guarding Azkaban is Dementors. And we learn here that Dementors are blind because they don't see any of this happen.
Correct.
They just feel one alive and one dying person entering Azkaban and one dying and one alive person leaving Azkaban. They can't tell. They didn't see the exchange of Polyjuice Potion happen. They didn't see any of that.
Kind of like similar to like when they just sensed like Sirius. Like Sirius
Right.
turning into the dog, which is different than
Yep.
Right. They couldn't feed
the
off
person.
of him. As
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah. I pulled up the Dementor facts. fact file.
All right. Well, you want to make fun of me for, whatever I said.
They're clearly flax. Okay. Spleek your flax.
Whatever. So I pulled up their wiki page since Pottermore doesn't have a fact file on them anymore.
Yeah,
Actually,
what?
wizardingworld.com doesn't.
When did you check? Today?
Today. Yeah.
It's there. Nope, that's my article. Bye.
Yeah, different.
Bye.
So,
I'm going to look again anyway.
she doesn't believe me, folks.
I don't.
Dementors. So we find out that they are blind, and I mean, I guess I knew that already because Harry just describes them as having like scabby looking faces, right? God, it's just so gross. They are just like,
Don't they have just like a thin,
Gross
like I
creatures.
imagine like an
have a
eyelid,
sucker.
but like scabbed.
ooh, yeah. I imagine
where an
it
eye
like
would have been.
it looks like they have a face, but it's just a big gold scab. Gross.
I don't even like.
I
the
think
word
that they did a
scab.
great job of
What?
they looked like in the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you hear what I'm putting down?
Do you hear what I hear?
So Winky's like really freaking out as Barty begins really like spilling this whole story to Dumbledore under Veritaserum because as a house elf, she is incredibly loyal. And to her, this is Barty Crouch Jr. just betraying his father.
Yeah.
And that's all she cares about. She doesn't care about all of the wrongdoing that has happened. She just cares about the loyalty that's being broken.
Is she a puff?
For sure. I feel like all house elves are.
No, I think Dobby's a griff.
But he's loyal, man.
Yeah, but he's also
He's
brave.
very brave. And he values everything that Harry Potter is.
You can be
He
super
is
loyal and be a
also
griff.
annoying, so I guess that does make him a Gryffindor.
I'm not gonna fight you on it. I'm not gonna fight you on it. Why is the tape coming up?
Guys, Sarah in the chat says she bets that Dementors smell like a grandparent's couch.
Is that why they put plastic over them?
Oh, boy. Okay, so
Oh, God.
Junior keeps continuing on with the story in the same flat voice that the Veritaserum is giving him. The Dementors are blind. They sensed one healthy, one dying person entering Azkaban. They sensed one healthy, one dying person leaving it. My father smuggled me out, disguised as my mother, in case any prisoners were watching through their doors. My mother died a short while afterward in Azkaban. She was careful to drink Polyjuice Potion until the end. She was buried under my name and bearing my appearance. Everyone believed her to be me. So question.
Oh, I have a question too.
Oh, yeah.
How long did it take them? Do you think that it was just a pretty quick burial because they don't really do much? Because I would think that, I guess I always assumed that if you died under Polyjuice Potion, you would like immediately turn back, which obviously is wrong. It must still have its lingering effects.
I think that they probably. I think that they
Would just
the Dementors probably do the burial. They don't know that you change back.
No, for sure. But like it says here specifically, she was buried under my name and bearing my appearance.
There was probably they're probably like stalking. They know that she / who they think he is dying,
Right.
and so they're like right there, like getting ready for it.
True. So they're probably just ready.
Yeah. And here's my question. So, do you think there are any wizards that are posted up at Azkaban? And if so, are they just around the outside and they don't go in? Because
I don't know. That would be a tough job.
If they were in there, A, misery, hello. And B, because that's like being in Azkaban, you know what I mean? But B, they would have seen everything that happened.
I don't think that there are other workers besides Dementors. That's my headcanon, at least.
That's bonkers to me that
I
they
know.
would let that happen.
I know.
Granted, how can you work there when it's just misery, but you'd have to have your Patronus out constantly. I guess that's what Umbridge did when she was at the ministry. So they don't have any ministry workers there.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
That's why they shut it down after the war.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Voldemort was like, yo, let's go. Nobody
Like, look, this is the perfect opportunity.
Why would they work for the ministry?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. Right.
Well,
Because
again,
they're getting souls? I don't know. Why couldn't they just go rogue?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Voldemort made him.
None of it makes sense to me. I don't get it.
It's a weird situation.
It is super weird.
I just, yeah. So I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, like, he says that she was buried, burying his appearance, but like in reality, how would anybody ever truly know that if the Dementors just took care of everything, you know? Because like they're blind.
Yeah, I bet they do.
So he continues and says, everyone believed her to be me. Dumbledore asks, and what did your father do with you when he got you home? Staged my mother's death, a quiet, private funeral. That grave is empty. The house elf nursed me back to health. Then I had to be concealed. I had to be controlled. My father had to use a number of spells to subdue me. When I had recovered my strength, I thought only of finding my master, of returning to his service. So,
Is this boring you?
yes, no. Do you think that at any point Barty Crouch Sr. realized what he got himself into?
Oh, I'm sure.
Like obviously I think that his mother doubted his she doubted his conviction.
Right.
But I don't think Senior really did.
Nope.
And that it solidified that he really was guilty.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Miss Clifton. No, that's a Family Guy joke. Do you think the only reason why Barty Crouch Sr. went through with this was because the mom made him make the unbreakable vow?
Oh. Because why else would he, honestly?
He loved her. That's what
Yeah.
he said, and he's telling the truth.
Right.
Ooh.
And maybe that's why he was so frantic to like make sure everything played out the way that it should, because if it got broken, he was dead.
Yep.
I like that theory a lot.
I like that a lot. Also, I think he probably thought things were fine until Junior started fighting it. And then
Yeah.
I think Senior would have been like, I'm in trouble.
He hated him. He took his love away.
Yeah.
Yeah. On top of like, he already didn't have a relationship with his son because he wasn't around.
Also, why doesn't Junior have a protection? The mom died for him. Love.
Because he's a baddie.
He's a bad guy.
That is true. But I wonder if maybe it's because it wasn't as like instant as Harry's mother. I wonder if that has like that plays into it.
I don't know. Questions.
But I would assume that means that the protection carries under that house. But then when he leaves that house, kind of similar to Harry, like had he left.
But didn't Dumbledore perform that piece? Dumbledore did that.
True. I don't know.
Thoughts to think.
Super
dear
thoughts to
Joe.
think. Discord. What say you? I'm always interested.
What say you, pious?
Pious.
Okay. How did your father subdue you? Said Dumbledore. The Imperious Curse. I was under my father's control. I was forced to wear an invisibility cloak day and night.
That would get hot.
I was always with the house elf. She was my keeper and caretaker.
Oh, there's his invisibility cloak. That's why that was in the drawer.
Oh, yeah, it was his. Got it. She pitied me. She persuaded my father to give me occasional treats, rewards for my good behavior. Winky is like freaking out. And I don't think that it's like, she doesn't care that she's clearly wrapped up in this and she's like potentially in trouble. She, again, is,
Senior.
It's clearly just about being loyal to Senior. Did anybody ever discover that you were still alive? Said Dumbledore softly. Did anyone know except your father and the house elf? Yes, said Crouch, his eyelids flickering again.
Full circle.
I thought you saw a spider.
Huh?
I don't care about
Scared
spiders. I would
me.
make that sound for a centipede.
So-
spiders, no.
This whole part of the story blew my mind when
This
I read
is
it
what
the
no
first
one
time.
ever could have.
Like, nobody ever could have thought this. Like, you never would have predicted this, in my opinion. But, again, I have some interesting thoughts that I'll go back to after I read this. She says, He says, a witch in my father's office, Bertha Jorkins. She came to the house with papers for my father's signature. He was not at home. Winky showed her inside and returned to the kitchen, to me. But Bertha Jorkins heard Winky talking to me. She came to investigate. She heard enough to guess who was hiding under the invisibility cloak. My father arrived home. Oh my God, what is wrong
I'm sorry,
with
this
me?
is so boring to you.
I'm so bored.
I'm sorry we're not talking about Friends.
I'm so bored. My father arrived home. She confronted him. He put a very powerful memory charm on her to make her forget what she'd found out. Too powerful. He said it damaged her memory permanently.
That is a sad tweet.
That's crazy.
It is. So I say to this. Winky was such an integral part of this storyline, and it makes me wonder why they cut her from the movies. I mean, I guess overall they make it work.
Was, like, terrible looking.
Maybe they were having like because
He wasn't in 4, was he?
Dobby?
He's not in 4, is he?
No, he isn't.
Is he in 4?
No. The
He doesn't come
Yeah,
back.
he's not back till 7.
SPEW doesn't exist.
Yeah. So they probably thought he looked like garbage in Chamber. He didn't, though. He looked better than Grop.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. But then also, so Bertha discovered Barty, and that was why Crouch Sr. didn't want to go looking for her when she went missing. I bet you. Because yes, he messed up her memory like permanently. He thinks that he did permanent damage. But he is so into making sure that he looks top of the line, like nothing is wrong with him.
Perfect.
He's perfect. He has no faults. If she remembers any inkling of anything, even by chance, he's ruined.
And he knows she's a talker.
Yep. She goes missing and he's like, good riddance. I'm not sending anyone to look for her.
He never looked for her. He never sent anybody to look for her. That's why everybody was like, she's still missing. And Barty Crouch was like, yeah, we're on it. No, we're not on it.
But he
You know what I
wasn't
mean?
doing
Oh my God.
jack.
That's
nothing.
why.
No.
And
Why
it was
would he?
all to save face.
It's counterproductive.
So,
Well, it's also
catch.
probably to save his life, because what if it goes wrong?
right?
Like, is
Her
that
gone-
part of the theorized unbreakable vow?
Possibly. Her being gone was better for him, so he wanted to leave it that way.
Yep.
And because of his ignorance with that, what happened? Literally everything, right? He let her go, and in his mind thinking, oh, she's better off gone, wrong, because she landed in the wrong hands, and they learned everything, and it ruined Barty Sr.'s life.
Well,
literally took his life.
Because because even though he messed her up,
Voldemort still got through it.
Voldemort broke into that. That's
Yep.
how good he is.
Yeah. So the fact that Barty was just like, oh, good riddance with her. She's better off gone. He ended up literally just like throwing her to the wrong person. And
It
that
ended up
right
killing him.
there is why all of this happened.
signed
That
his
is
own
why
death
the Triwizard tournament happened.
Yep.
That's why Cedric died. That's why Voldemort is back. That's why Barty Crouch Jr. got out of his hold. That's why he got killed. Like,
Blame Barty Crouch Sr.
all because
Blame him.
he is so full of himself and wants to be perfect. It's ridiculous. I never made that connection until this read, where I was just thinking, I'm like, oh my God, like he literally made all of this happen. None of that would have happened had he actually gone to look for her and they found her. It would have happened in a different way.
Voldy would have come back in a different way, yeah, but
But it wouldn't have been in that powerful of a way, right? Because how would he have been able to get to Harry without any other plan?
I don't know. He walked
Like
into
the
Hogwarts.
Triwizard tournament was literally handed to him on a platter, you know?
It's like a joke. Voldemort Wormtail walk into Hogwarts, but Voldemort's coming in a baby buggy,
A pram.
a pram, if you will.
Pram. No, but like honestly, it's just I don't know.
No, it is
literally
crazy.
like blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, this whole scheme happened because of Barty Crouch's pride.
Core bottom line example and lesson from here. Your actions have consequences.
Yeah. And sometimes major. Mm-hmm. Like, sure, he would have come back, but he probably wouldn't have been able to get to Harry the way that he did. He wouldn't have been able to, have that have like the blood protection from Harry's mom go away. There would have been no way for him to have done that without Bertha Jorkins. Thank you, Barty Crouch Sr. You're a jerk. Not a fan.
Crazy.
Oh, okay. Megan told us how she felt.
Yep. So Winky...
But no, I agree with you.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Okay, so I have a lot more to read about his life and what has been going on. Winky talked to my father... Oh, hold on. Dumbledore says, tell me about the Quidditch World Cup. Winky talked my father into it, said Crouch, still in the same monotonous voice. She spent months persuading him. I had not left the house for years. I had loved Quidditch. Let him go, she said. He will be in his invisibility cloak. He can watch. Let him smell fresh air for once. She said, my mother would have wanted it. She told my father that my mother had died to give me freedom. She had not saved me for a life of imprisonment. He agreed in the end. It was carefully planned. My father led me and Winky up to the top box early in the day. Winky was to say that she was saving a seat for my father. I was to sit there invisible. When everyone had left the box, we would emerge. Winky would appear to be alone. Nobody would ever know. But Winky didn't know that I was growing stronger. I was starting to fight my father's imperious curse. There were times when I was almost myself again. There were brief periods when I seemed outside his control. It happened there in the top box. It was like waking from a deep sleep. I found myself out in public in the middle of the match, and I saw in front of me a wand sticking out of a boy's pocket. I had not been allowed a wand since before Azkaban. I stole it. Winky didn't know. Winky is frightened of heights. She had her face hidden. He's so manipulative.
We didn't know that Barty Crouch Jr. took the wand out of Harry's pocket.
So at this point, Winky's now learning new information. This
is brand new information.
Because I don't think that she really ever had the opportunity to really talk to Junior about any of this that happened.
Correct.
So she says, Master Barty, you bad boy. So you took the wand, said Dumbledore, and what did you do with it? We went back to the tent, said Crouch. Then we heard them. We heard the Death Eaters, the ones who had never been to Azkaban, the ones who had never suffered for my master. They had turned their backs on him. They were not enslaved as I was. They were free to seek him, but they did not. They were merely making sport of muggles. The sound of their voices awoke me. My mind was clearer than it had been in years. I was angry.
Literal voices? Or do you think there's like a Death Buddy way?
I always envisioned it as literal voices.
Okay.
But
You mean like a Twilight fake werewolf kind of thing where they can all communicate inside their heads?
yeah, that was dumb. Okay.
Oh, quit it. Because if Death Buddies could do it, you'd be like, that's cool, man.
Okay, it's
so cool and like dark magic-y. So awesome.
It's pretty cool that shapeshifters can do it, but they're not werewolves.
No, they're not. They're not.
I was angry. I had the wand. I wanted to attack them for their disloyalty to my master. My father had left the tent. He had gone to free the muggles. Winky was afraid to see me so angry. She used her own brand of magic to bind me to her. She pulled me from the tent. By the way,
man,
their magic is so cool.
It's so cool. I need to know more.
But this explains Harry, Ron, and Hermione saw Winky struggling, remember?
They did, and they didn't understand why, and it was because she was strapped. She was bound to Barty Crouch Jr. in the invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
Barty Crouch
Junior. She pulled me from the tent, pulled me into the forest, away from the Death Buddies. I tried to hold her back. I wanted to return to the campsite. I wanted to show those Death Eaters what loyalty to the Dark Lord meant and to punish them for their lack of it.
Well, why aren't they throwing up dark marks anyway? If you're going to go out in your little hood and be a loser
just for fun.
And throw up a dark mark, like, why not? You know, you're doing everything else.
I think it's because they know the repercussions of using the dark mark.
But they're out there in their hoods anyway.
They're cowards.
But they're cowards. Exactly. So, like, they're doing what they feel like they can get away with without real repercussions. Not that they shouldn't have real repercussions for what they did, because they should. But I think that as soon as you put the dark mark with it, then it's like serious. You know what I mean? Kind of like the, it's serious no matter what, because like I said, what they're doing is terrible. And I'm obviously in no way condoning that behavior, but like
Murder.
they're not.
You mean? Because that's when they throw it up. Was more when there's murder.
Right.
So they're not
Exactly.
murdering, so
they're
it's not
just playing for fun, which
Barf.
is sickening.
It's
well, it is
disgusting. I almost said a
luscious,
swear.
you know.
Yeah.
I almost said a swear.
I spilled water down my cheek.
We still love you.
Thanks.
I used the stolen wand to cast the dark mark into the sky. Ministry wizards arrived. They shot stunning spells everywhere. One of the spells came through the trees where Winky and I stood. The bond connecting us was broken. We were both stunned.
Nice.
When Winky was discovered, my father knew I must be nearby. He searched the bushes where she had been found and felt me lying there.
Wait, they were both stunned? Was he thrown that far then?
No, he was right there. But Barty Crouch Sr. is the one that went to go look, remember?
Say this again.
Ministry wizards arrived. They shot stunning spells everywhere.
Okay.
One of
Pew, pew, pew. Okay.
One of the spells came through the trees where
Okay.
Winky and I stood. The bond connecting us was broken.
Okay.
We were both stunned.
Okay, but if he's stunned, how can he move? So is he just
He
under
couldn't. He was under the invisibility cloak. When Winky was discovered, my father knew I must be nearby. He searched the bushes.
It just makes it
because
seem like they were blown
Diggory-
apart, literally. Like he's
okay.
still under the cloak, but it sounds like when they were stunned, the bond broke and then it went boom. Because if he's nearby checking bushes, that's probably away from Winky.
Maybe. I retract my
It does
statement.
throw people, though.
Senior didn't find Winky. Diggory did, I believe. Amos. Diggory
then Crouch
found her
heard.
and brought her, but he didn't look any further than that. He just saw her and grabbed her. And then that's why Senior went to go look through the bushes, because he's like, oh, shoot, Winky's there.
Right.
Junior's got to be here too.
Right.
And then he felt him. So it says, he felt me lying there. He waited until the other ministry members had left the forest. He put me back under the Imperious curse and took me home. He dismissed Winky. She had failed him. She had let me acquire a wand. She had almost let me escape.
Honestly, but though it was stupid for him to let her go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But once again, he's like not thinking clearly.
Pride.
He's thinking about image. He's not thinking
Yep.
to keep himself safe. He's lucky she's so loyal to him.
She could have spilled everything.
Or at least one thing that could have trickled.
Right.
Dumb.
So Winky convinced Barty Sr. to let Barty Jr. go to the cup, and he dismissed her so quickly because not only did she lose him, it was her idea to bring him there in the first place, which I think is why he was so irrational. Because he's like, this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you. You know what I mean?
Here's socks.
Right.
Clothes.
This means clothes.
He's such a not nice person.
He's such a not nice word.
Don't speak ill of the dead.
He's a bone. in
There
the
was no
forest.
body to be found.
So, after Winky was sacked, it was just Crouch Senior and Crouch
I'm sorry.
Jr.
She was clothed.
She clothed.
Excuse me. After she was robed. It was just Senior and Junior alone in the house. And then an insane grin spread across Crouch's face. His master came for him.
It reminds me of like when the Grinch gets the really big
Yes.
smile.
Or even Jack Skellington when he's singing that
Yes.
song in the town hall.
So
What?
I have a question.
I have an answer, possibly.
So his master came for him. Well, this
In a pram.
Exactly. So I was going to say is like, so did Wormtail take some polyjuice potion of like a lady in the village and just like stole her pram and is pushing it around and like came up to Crouch Senior's door and was like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, we need some food. Can we come in? And then it was Voldy Baby.
I don't know.
He was in his
And then
arms.
Voldy Baby is like, looks up at Crouch Senior and just goes, Imperio. Know what I'm saying?
No, he didn't Imperious him. Oh,
Yeah, he-
Crouch
Senior.
Senior, sorry, yeah. No, Voldy came in his arms. It said that straight in the book.
What?
Voldemort came to the house late one night in the arms of his servant Wormtail.
Yes.
What? Make me
No
vomit.
pram.
But I wanted a pram.
All right. Listen, maybe he was in one of those carriers.
Oh yeah, what are those called?
Baby carrier?
Like a scarf.
Like swaddled
Yeah.
Yeah.
Headcanon.
Perfect.
with
A
cute
baby
little,
Bjorn.
a
That's
cute little
it.
like owl print on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
With some stars.
And some snakes.
Yeah.
So Voldemort had found out that Crouch Jr. was still alive
Barty
from
Crouch Jr.
Bertha Jorkins in Albania.
Yeah, that's right.
So he had tortured her. She told him a great deal. She told him all about the Triwizard Tournament, how Moody was going to be teaching at Hogwarts. He tortured her until he broke through that really strong memory charm that Senior had put on her. So she spilled all the beans on how Crouch Jr. had escaped Azkaban, how his father had imprisoned him so he wouldn't go looking for Voldemort. Quote,
Voldemort and Valor.
and so my master knew that I was still his faithful servant, perhaps the most faithful of all.
I mean,
So-
probably.
Yeah, because while Snape may have shown loyalty, he wasn't actually loyal to Voldemort.
Well, I was thinking Bellatrix too.
Oh, yeah. She's crazy. So Voldemort put...
She's loyal, all right.
Yeah. She's not Puff, though.
That's very Puff.
Get out. No. So Voldemort put Senior under the Imperious Curse and just had him go about his business as usual. Still going to work, still doing his normal thing. Winky is like too appalled to speak at this point in time. She just looks petrified. And when Senior was Imperious, if that's how you would say that, Junior was released. So that spell breaks because Senior's no longer in control. So he's himself again, and he's alive as he hadn't been for years. So Dumbledore asks him what Voldemort asked him to do. He asked me whether I was ready to risk everything for him. I was ready. It was my dream, my great ambition, to serve him, to prove myself to him. He told me he needed to place a faithful servant at Hogwarts, a servant who would guide Harry Potter through the Triwizard Tournament without appearing to do so, a servant who would watch over Harry Potter, ensure he reached the Triwizard Cup, turn the cup into a portkey, which would take the first person to touch it to my master. But first, and Dumbledore finishes with, you need Alistair Moody. His blue eyes are blazing, but
Blue.
his voice remained calm.
Blazing.
Do you hear that, Director of Goblet of Fire?
Okay.
Mike Newman.
Yeah.
Mike.
Listen here, Mike.
Newman.
Do you know what the word calm
Newman.
means? You need to calm down.
Need to calm down. I'm trying to make this bigger because these old eyes.
Shade never made anybody less gay, so whoa.
What? Oh.
Didn't make Dumbledore less gay. I mean, I'm just saying.
I love that. Yep.
I love that.
You're
Shade
not
never made
wrong.
Dumbledore less gay, so whoa.
Okay. We need
My
a
daughter
parody.
is trying to sleep.
You're being too loud. You need to calm down.
Megan's about to get it. Oh, goodness. Love it. All right. So,
Oh, hi, Sarah. Go ahead. Continue.
Moldy Voldy, she says, basically asks Junior for a task, and Junior is willing to do anything for his master. So Voldemort needs someone loyal to him at Hogwarts to make sure that Harry would be placed into the tournament and to get him to the cup. So the cup needed to be turned into a portkey, but he needed some others. But he needed someone others wouldn't question, and that's where Moody comes in. So he needs someone so on the good side that nobody would question anything that he's doing.
Right.
Moody.
And that's Moody. So Wormtail and Junior make the Polyjuice Potion before, and they go to Moody's house, and Moody puts up a fight, but they manage to subdue him, and just in time to put him into his own trunk. So Junior adds Moody's hair to the potion. He takes his leg and eye, and he's Moody now. So by the time that the please men, just kidding, the ministry shows up, it's Moody, right? Mm-hmm. So
That's fast.
it is fast. Junior, as Moody, makes the dustbins move around to cover up the prior commotion, and then that's when Arthur Weasley gets there. So Junior keeps Moody alive so he can continue getting his hair and to question him using the Imperious Curse. So he told Snape that he was ordered to search his office when really he was just getting more ingredients to make the Polyjuice Potion. And I like in the movie how Dumbledore is like, now we know who's been stealing from your cupboards.
Just gotta like throw that dig out there.
And then he like closes the flask with like a snap. So Wormtail continues to care for Voldemort, and after attacking Moody in Junior's house with his father there, but Senior escapes. So Barty Crouch Sr., who was in prison, soon fought it, just like his son, and Voldemort didn't want him leaving the house anymore because he started to send those letters to work. But Wormtail sucks at his job, and basically the work's not getting done. And so that's where the rumors start, where people are like, what's up with Barty Crouch? He's not showing up at Hogwarts. All his work is being done and sent through letters to, what does he call Percy? Weatherby?
Weatherby.
So everything's going to Weatherby, right? So Barty Crouch Sr. ends up escaping, and Voldemort figures out that he's on his way to Hogwarts to tell Dumbledore everything. But because when in doubt, go tell Dumbledore, right?
Truth.
Voldemort tells...
Veritas. That's gonna... Yeah, that's a thing now.
Veritas.
Yeah.
Veritas. So Voldemort tells Junior about his father. So Barty Crouch Jr. is on the watch. He's watching the Marauders map that he got from Harry, and he's waiting for his father. So he waited about a week, and... Oh, yes?
Lupin warns Harry that that map in the hands of an enemy is the worst.
Yeah, and he's
thing.
just like, Moody's like, can I borrow this? And Harry's like, oh, yeah, sure, go ahead, best
He doesn't
friend.
know.
Why would you let anybody borrow it?
Heck no, I'd be like, no.
Because it's an Auror. It's a trusted Auror.
No, it's my map. Get your grubby fake hands off of it.
What does Dory say? Heck no, the undertow.
Yeah.
Heck no, the undertow. No, that's not it. Heck no.
When we see the undertow,
we say heck no. That's it. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Talking about the ocean. Anyways, so he waited a week before his father was spotted on the grounds. And so Junior waits under the invisibility cloak, his invisibility cloak, I should add, in the forest to get his father alone. So this is where Crumb and Harry are having that conversation that Harry's like, I can't believe I'm having this conversation with Crumb. So he waits until Harry leaves, and then Junior stuns Crumb and kills his father. And then Winky comes into the conversation, and she's not happy. She's crying, Master Barty, what is you saying? And so this is Winky finding out that he's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. God, how sad for her.
And that Barty did it. Barty Jr. did it.
Like, that has to be literally her worst nightmare.
Because
Okay,
she
but I'm
cared.
just saying, look at all the bad stuff she's done. I don't feel bad for her.
What bad stuff?
Yeah, what'd she do?
What?
She's forced.
She's not forced.
She's
magically
lawfully
bound.
bound to that family and to keep their secrets and do as she is told. Magically bound.
That's like the unbreakable vow,
Okay,
bro.
well then why does Dobby have his own
he beats
free
himself
will?
for it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to. He just does it.
I think it's a spell.
No.
Creature has to come, and he doesn't want to do anything Harry says, but because Harry says, quote, master, he has to.
It's a principle thing.
Then why would Creature do it when he wants to
Because-
serve Master Bella?
Because he feels like
Or
he...
Mistress Bella.
Because it's ingrained in his mind that he has to. Literally, it's like slavery. It's terrible.
I think it's a spell.
Oh, I see both sides of this conversation.
You would.
I know. It's a really hard life to lead.
Libra.
It's a really hard life to lead.
I don't know. Like, I do think that they are brainwashed, yes, but I do also think that it's a magical spell.
I always just
Because Harry
envisioned it
says
as-
Creature's name and Creature appears.
But I feel like it's brainwashing. I feel like he just feels like he has to do it, but he doesn't actually ever have to do it.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, that's right. I will agree to disagree because you wrong, girl.
Sure. Anyways, where am I at here?
You were saying Megan's right.
That is false.
That is anti-Veritas.
It is
That
super
is
anti-Veritas.
anti-Veritas. Is it Veritas or Veritas?
I think it's Veritas.
I say Veritas.
I don't know.
Jeez, we're disagreeing on everything.
Veritaserum.
Veritaserum. Veritas.
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 Veritose.
Veritas.
Veritus.
Veritas.
Veritose.
Veritus. Veritas.
Veritas. I don't know. Somebody spell it for us. Anyways, let's see. So Barty Crouch Jr. covers his father's body with the invisibility cloak. He watches for Harry on the map. He watches him going into the castle and coming back. And so Junior did a double back. And so he looks like he's just coming to meet them.
You sneaky little...
Smart cookie.
Sneaky sneak.
So then
Sneaky
Junior
snake.
goes back after Dumbledore tells him to look for Senior.
Oh, interesting.
Finds his dad's body under the cloak. Avi transfigures it into a bone, buries it in the freshly dug earth in Hagrid's front yard. What a spot. Why are you doing it in the front yard? People are going to watch you.
Because
Well,
that's
that's
where
where the
Hagrid had the
Nifflers were.
Nifflers, fresh dirt dug up.
Yeah, I know, but why not just like magic dirt up, magic bone in, magic dirt down?
Right? Like in the middle of the
Because
forest.
that would be easy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because the dude's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It just seems bananas to me that he's burying this in Hagrid. Where's Hagrid?
Sleeping.
Where's Fang? He would like to chew that bone.
Hanging out with Sirius.
Oh,
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
What if Hagrid finds it?
The
Not Hagrid.
Nifflers.
Fang.
what if Hagrid finds it by digging in the dirt like a dog?
But honestly, what if Fang sniffs it out?
Maybe he did already.
I'm just saying. Gross thought. Anyways. Dumbledore then asks about that night. So Junior offered to take the cup into the middle of the maze, turn it into a portkey on the way, and says how his master's plan worked. He's returned to power, and he will be honored by him beyond the dreams of all the wizards. Quote, the insane smile lit his features once more, and his head drooped on his shoulder as Winky wailed and sobbed at his side. Thus ends chapter 35.
We have one chapter left.
What? There's one left?
No, we have two. We have two.
2 chapters?
We have 2 chapters.
It's 2 chapters because the next one they're all like
Is split
chatting it
again.
up, and then the last one is let's go home and have a great summer.
Swell. All right. Lightning bolt round. Carly asks, would you use Veritaserum on someone?
No.
And she also asks who. But that may be a personal question. I don't know if I could do that to somebody. That's taking away their will.
Yeah, if you're gonna lie to me, then I don't need you in my life.
Yep. Yup. Meg's like, I would totally.
It would depend on the opportunity.
Like, who do you really need the truth out of right now? Like, nobody in your immediate. I'm sure you would want to give it to other people.
What if you gave it to a...
Nobody in my immediate family, but I would really like to use it in politics right now. But that's all I'll say.
Sipping my tea.
If I had the opportunity to use it in a big situation, I would.
Well,
but
yeah.
close family, no, I don't need to. Friends, no, because if you're lying to me, then I don't need you in my life. So
Yeah.
I think it'd be good to use for like crimes. Like you're trying to figure out a crime.
Yeah.
but
there's no
at the
hiding.
same time, that would, I mean, like,
abused, I
it
feel
would
like.
not undermine, I don't know. It's like, it's a fine line with like the justice system. And, yeah, it's weird. It's like almost, I'm just trying to think of like
Infringing on
words.
people's rights.
Kind of, yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, I mean, like we have like swearing on the Bible or like a book that's important to you or whatever. But like you still always have free will to decide what you're gonna say. Mm-hmm. And I think that would almost kind of like undermine the system.
Well, it takes away your free will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in super big situations, it would be cool to use it sometimes.
Especially if you have like
For people that you
if you have
think
like
are
DNA,
pathological liars.
If you have like DNA evidence
Yeah.
that proves it, but you don't know like
How.
how.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think it would be cool in certain situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Vinny asks, if there's a truth serum, do you think there's a lying serum?
Yeah. I do.
It'd be like the movie Liar Liar in real life.
Yes. Oh my
But
god.
opposite.
Yeah.
Because he has to tell the truth on that. Oh my god. So you'd be lying all the time.
Yeah.
That'd be weird. That would be weird. It'd be like, the sky is brown.
I was gonna say the sky's green.
Weird. Vinny also asks, how do Dementors get orders from the ministry?
If they can't see, how do they like read letters?
Does it always have to be in person? How can they tell someone is from the ministry or not?
You know what I was gonna say? Patronus, but that would drive the Dementor away.
They'd be like, oh no, another one came.
I bet you they have to send
They
somebody.
have to send somebody.
Yeah, they'd have to send somebody.
So I guess they understand English, but they can't speak it.
Well, Fudge has to like check in on there every now and then. He says he does it as little as he
But how
can.
do they communicate?
Someone asked that too.
I wonder if
Carly
they
asked
use
that.
sign language.
Maybe, or some sort of, something.
Because doesn't Fudge say at one point the Dementors are angry or they're upset or something?
And
So it's got to be body language of some kind. So I'm going to say sign language.
Michelle asks, do you think Newt could find the good side of a Dementor?
Yeah, of course. He always would.
No.
What would he say about them?
He would say that they serve
Just
a purpose.
need a little lotion.
They
on
have
their
a
little
purpose.
scabby hannies.
I can't handle you, Tiffany.
What?
That was amazing. They just need a little Jergens.
That's what I use in the winter. My knuckles get cracked from washing I wash my hands like every 5 seconds
What if
in the
you
winter.
did lotion up a Dementor? Would they look great?
Fresh new.
Dear Joe, that's the question I'm going to ask Joe.
If
Is
you
the problem
lotioned
to
up a
Dementors?
Dementor, would they have good skin?
Would they become a proper person?
They
Probably.
become a person again.
Oh, God. Josie asked, do you think the Dementors have secret communications? Also, can you imagine them around a table swapping souls like a poker game? Ah!
What if they did that though?
But what does that look like? The blue light?
Yeah.
Trade this blue light for your blue light.
I'll swap you a Sirius Black soul for Bellatrix Lestrange. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm going to get the better criminal.
Don't they like eat them though? Where do the souls go? Do they poop them out?
Vinny, how can they play poker if they're blind? I don't know. Maybe there's Braille poker or Braille cards. I bet there is.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Oh, Crowley just said they do have Braille cards.
There we go.
Also, Michelle, thank you for the episode title. Appreciate it.
What is it?
Dementors just need lotion. Josie says that is depression like their strength, Dementors like Popeye's spinach, and is happiness their kryptonite?
Probably.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
She also asked, how do Dementors breed? Which
I just know it involves...
Despair.
it's just, they just like,
I said
Appear.
it's like mold.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
I love
I
that.
said that I was going to say it involves fog.
What do you think a baby Dementor looks like?
A little scabby person with no
Floating
eyes.
around.
I'm a little
Sparks.
black Dementor cloud.
Do not compare Pooh Bear to Dementors.
Did you watch South Park? Because they did some horrific things this week.
No. I
It was-
really dislike South Park.
Marty made me watch it because he had to turn it off because Alana looked at it and was like, Pooh Bear?
Oh no!
So he had to send her out of the room. And then he made me watch it. And I was like, Marty, I can't stand you. But in fact,
I like
I
when
love
something
him so much.
happens on the TV like that, and you just blame Marty. You're like, Marty, even though it's a TV.
He made me watch it.
Oh God.
was awful.
Vinny asks, are Dementors the physical manifestation of a sad tweet?
Yes.
Yes.
Carly says, we don't know a lot about the Crouches, but do you think if Junior had had a sibling, would it have been a serious Regulus thing? Maybe. Or
I
maybe
think
it would have been just as bad.
I think it would depend on Barty Crouch Sr. and how he treats them.
Well, also how, like, if they don't disappoint him.
Right.
If they're just like him.
Yeah.
Sarah asks, do you think Moody has the all-seeing eye, a.k.a. the eye of providence?
What's the Eye of Providence?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
I think his eye is just really cool and magical, though. I don't think it's anything special other than what we know of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Michelle, how do you think Junior killed Senior?
Oh, the eye from the dollar bill.
Oh.
Vinny, do you know, like, everything?
I think you do.
I feel like you're like a stinking genius over there.
I think he evaded him.
Yeah, it's probably, I hope it was
What was the
quick and easy.
question? I apologize.
How do you
did
think Junior killed Senior?
Oh.
It had to be quick because he was,
It was so fast.
yeah, he was under a time crunch.
Yeah, I don't think it was
so-
anything like physical death. It was magical in some way. But then I
Yeah.
think the green light is so stinking bright.
Yeah.
Lighting up the night out there.
And
But
he
was
did
it
talk,
dark yet?
He
Yeah.
did talk about how he
Wasn't
had,
it?
I don't know.
he
Was
did-
it in dark?
I think so.
I
Or
think
it was getting dark.
dusk.
It was dusk. Still.
He talked about how it was the great pleasure killing his father. Do you think he savored it at all? Or do you think it was just real quick?
Probably
I don't
looked him
think
in
that
the
he
eye
wanted to
peeps.
clean it up, so I think it was probably pretty simple.
Jennifer asks, what if Judy was not given the task of putting the cup in the middle of the maze? How would he have made it a porky without giving himself away? He would have come up with some
he would have
excuse.
imperioed somebody or whatever.
Would have
Somebody.
been
Yeah,
like, I
for
want to give
sure.
it a one last minute polish. So it looks real good for the champ.
Mm-hmm.
Carly says, choose a magical creature just for a happy spot. Hippogriff.
Unicorn.
Phoenix.
Those are all happy animals.
I love Phoenix.
Jennifer also asked, do you think that Veritaserum works on pets? I was thinking that, like, giving it to them would give them the ability to talk to you for a short time. If it did, what animal would you give it to?
Fozzie Bear.
My cat Teddy.
Iggy.
We would talk of many things.
He would be like, I don't say utter dogs.
I need you to stop speaking for me.
I constantly speak for him. I know him.
You make me think of Sven and Kristoff
Yeah.
in the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always talking. I'll talk for any random dog. I do it in my car. I talk for the squirrels.
I just want to hear how much Ted loves Red Mouse.
Oh, his red mouse and white mouse.
Red Mouse and White Mouse.
He's got two.
It's cute.
It's freaking adorable.
Jennifer also asked, do you think Veritaserum works on all wizards, or do you think powerful wizards like Dumbledore, Voldemort, and Grindelwald would be able to fight it?
What if you threw it up?
I think that you could fight it.
You can fight it.
can,
I don't
yeah.
know how, but what if you barfed it up?
You'd be like in the middle of spilling all the beans.
And then you
really spill the beans.
And then you really spill your beans.
Bleh.
Do Dementors make their clothes, or are they born with it?
They're born that way. Like
Maybelline.
Lady Gaga would say.
Maybelline.
That's it.
Tis all, man. Tis
That's
all.
all? Mm-hmm. Those are good round little friends there.
I feel like I'm talking a lot.
That's good.
Okay. Fan story?
Fan story.
So this one comes from Ellen Ganley, which Tiff knows a little bit, yeah.
Hi, Ellen.
So Ellen says, I work with Tiffany, and she's been telling me about Swish and Flick for years now. I kept telling her that I would listen, but my mid-30s self was inwardly saying, what is this podcast thing she speaks of? And it never actually happened until recently. I listened to your Chris Rankin interview and am now starting from the beginning and trying to catch back up. It has been a delightful way to revisit the books that I have read countless times. I honestly couldn't tell you how many times I have read or listened to them. I got into Harry Potter the summer before my junior year of high school, right as the fourth book was coming out. My younger brother was talking to my mom about wanting to go get the fourth book, and I had no idea what he was talking about. When I asked my mom, she said, you should read them, you'd like them. So I borrowed the first book from him and devoured it. Then I read the second and third books, all while my brother was reading the fourth one. I basically sat in the corner of his room and stared at him until he finished it so that I could immediately start reading the fourth one. I finished the first 4 books in a single weekend.
What?
And then immediately reread them. I was so sad I would have to wait for the 5th one. That happened more than once while waiting for the 5th book, then again with the 6th and the 7th.
Yes.
Excuse me. When the 5th book did come out, I was working at my college's bookstore and convinced my boss to let me, my brother, and his very red-haired friend to dress up as the trio to deliver the pre-orders. Yes. That time, my brother had to wait for me to read the book before he could. Oh, sweet revenge.
That's awesome.
Every time a new book came out, I would reread the entire series. When they started releasing the movies, I would reread the book before going to see the movie so I could compare them. When the 7th book came out, I picked up a copy at midnight and tried to start reading it while driving home. So that didn't work so well. But I got home around 1 a.m. and had the entire book finished by 6 a.m.
Goodness gracious, you read fast.
Wait, slept for an hour, then got up and got ready for work at 8. I was so tired, but it was so worth it.
That is so like me. So I got the book at midnight. I read until 2. I got up at like 7, went to work, pretended to be sick, and went home and read the rest of the book.
I love that. Oh my God. I'm having a case of the booksies. I need to go
Listen,
home.
if you tell people that you have to go to the bathroom, no one's going to ask you a question.
Oh my
Kids,
God.
don't do this. Do not do this.
But she's not wrong.
I'm not, but don't do that.
Even though I didn't know it at the time, the first Harry Potter book was published on my birthday, June 26th. Shout out to Alana Rose for sharing my birthday.
What?
J.K. Rowling doesn't know it, but that is probably the best present I ever got. Though the interactive wand that my husband bought me in Diagon Alley and the Harry Potter wand TV remote that my brother bought me a couple years ago tie for a close second. Anyways, I'm loving your podcast. You all crack me up, and I look like a lunatic having conversations with you at all, like you can actually hear me.
You're among good company. Most people say that too.
Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you.
That's a fun story.
Gosh, thank you. And I love that you're listening now. And Ellen, I believe, is going to be heading with us to Ironton.
Hey.
Wizard Fest. Yeah, she's going to come hang.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we have one more special request, shout out, if I can speak properly.
That's okay. What did I say earlier?
Spleaking.
Spleaking? What
See,
did you
I can't
say?
speak either.
I didn't say anything wrong.
You're a
I'm
liar.
perfect all the time.
You're a liar, Fred, first of all.
Like a liar.
Like a liar. What did she say?
I don't know, nothing.
Gosh darn it, Megan.
But anyway, so this episode comes out on October 20th. So it's the best one that we could line up because this person's birthday is on October 25th. Her name's Ellie Hall. She is a proud Ravenclaw, and she's celebrating her 11th birthday.
Hold on, we got to do the Ravenclaw. Woo, 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 woo.
I hope you get a letter.
Yeah.
Dude, that is the most important birthday in our Happy Potter fandom.
Yes.
And also you're born in October, so you're automatically cooler than
It's a
anybody
very
else.
great month.
So just a little bio about Ellie. She loves Harry Potter and she loves our podcast. She listens to us in the mornings and on the weekends, and her mom can hear her laughing in her room. So her mom isn't that into Harry Potter, but she says that she appreciates all of us and the humor and honesty, and how much
Ellie enjoys listening.
Yes. Ellie tells her all about us, and she's having fun watching her develop her own interest and love with the fandom.
I love it.
Yeah. So absolutely the happiest birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday, Ellie.
Happy
That is
birthday, Ellie.
so cool.
I hope you have a great 11th birthday.
Yes. And thanks for being an awesome listener.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
shout out to your mom.
Yes.
Heather.
Heather, shout out to you. You're a wonderful mom.
Mom of the century. Way to go.
All right. You guys should all go follow us on social media.
And tell Ellie happy birthday.
Yeah.
And go and tell Ellie happy birthday.
I don't know if she has a Facebook, but I'm sure her mom probably does.
But don't do it right now. Do it later. Gosh.
On the
Don't ruin the
25th.
birthday
On the
surprise.
25th. So make sure that you follow us on Facebook at Swish and Flick Podcast, Twitter and Instagram at Swish Flickcast, YouTube, and Patreon, patreon.com/Swish Flickcast. You can join us for Discord live every episode.
Discord live.
And get access to the Felix Files plus more. And also check out our website at swishflickcast.com.
All right. So other stuff. I mean, it's probably the same as last episode since we're recording the same day.
Yeah.
I might be done with that Count Dooku book. I should be. I only have 3 hours left as of right now. So I'll let you know next time what I liked. I don't know. I've been having a lot of fun with some friends on Twitter. It's been a fun time. Being a mom, we'll have been to Boston.
We will.
I'll be 29.
You'll be old.
It's almost Halloween.
It's almost Halloween. Alana's going to be a unicorn.
So cute.
Love it.
So that's... I really don't have much right now. Go check out Tandem Legends podcast, all about the Legend of Zelda video games, if you have no idea what I'm talking about. Go check out Hyperspace Hangout. It's a really great podcast about Star Wars. What else do I listen to? That's kind of it right now, I think.
Up Talking Tolkien.
I don't know those things, though.
Yeah, but it's Ezra. People like him.
I don't know about hobbits.
What are hobbits?
I don't know. Taller goblins.
With hairy feet.
Yeah, go listen to Up Talking Tolkien. What else does he do? Bend the Knee.
Game of Thrones.
Go listen to all
Yep.
those. Give eKirk 2006 some love.
Yeah.
And Matt. He's at Super Gains Bros on the internet. Oh, I guess you can follow me on Twitter at @tiffswitch_flick.
Yeah, follow me and Katie at the Petrus Family on Twitter and Instagram. Look out for the rest of our travel vlogs. I started editing more of them, so hopefully more of those will be out by the time this comes out. The last time I did a travel vlog, we were halfway through our day at Disneyland Paris. So I got to finish that up so that I can get to the studio tour vlogs to show you guys. And then follow our Friends podcast, Friends Talking Friends. And what was I going to say? I was going to say something.
Hey, the holidays are coming up. If you want
Oh,
a
gosh,
fancy
yeah.
poster in your house for like your friends, you know, like Accio Designs on Etsy, I'm just saying.
True, or Swish and Flick.
Also, random, I'm trying to get rid of this stuff, which is sad, but I have some Nightmare things that I just don't, Nightmare for Christmas things that I just don't wear anymore.
Okay.
And I have them up on eBay. And it's almost Halloween.
You're killing me.
This is Halloween. Everybody buy my stuff.
Yeah.
Selling that
Trick
stuff
or
on
treat.
eBay. I see you over there.
And I got a little
Oh,
bit
I
of
love
Slytherin in
eBay.
me, right?
Yeah, I know you do.
So I just downloaded Confessions of a Shopaholic again
Oh my
by
God.
Sophie Kinsella. I love the Shopaholic series. It's like one of my favorite just chicky books series that I've read ever, period. I love
Chicky
it.
books.
Chicky books.
I like chicken.
I have discovered that my like book genre of choice, aside from like fantasy with like Harry Potter, Hunger Games, those kinds of things, is specifically British chick literature. It's a thing. I looked it up on Goodreads. There are a bunch of lists, but I want suggestions. I feel like all I do is read the same book series over and over and over again. Like I've got Harry Potter. I read Shopaholic. I've read it multiple times. I've read Hunger Games multiple times.
What is she shopping for?
Everything. Literally. I wish I was joking.
That's accurate.
Becky Bloomwood knows no bounds.
I don't understand. That was the chair.
So I need more Brit chicklet.
That's gum.
And if anybody has any suggestions for British chick literature,
British gum.
I would love it. I love all of Sophie Kinsella's books. Like the whole Shopaholic series, and then Can You Keep a Secret? Great book. But I want other ones. So does anybody have any others that they like? Hit me up. Let me know. You can email me if you want to.
I have one for you.
megsmousetails@gmail.com, or tweet me at the Petrus Family, or DM me on Instagram. Yep.
Trident.
What is that? Oh my God. Stop it. I can't.
3 out of 4 dentists. Dentists. Listen, dentists.
I did not see that coming. Oh my god. I have another. Orbit.
Oh my god. I
Big
can't
League
stand
Chew.
both of you.
Hey Meg, you're so extra.
What? Icebreakers.
Bubblicious.
I actually like Fruit Stripe.
That's lame.
Does anybody remember bubble tape?
joking.
Yes, they
The
said
worst.
that.
It's the worst.
You're the
No, what about the
worst.
ouch gum?
Oh god, that
Is
was
that the
bad.
one that was Band-Aids?
Yeah.
Wrigley's.
I hate you guys. People, give me book suggestions.
Ask me how I'm doing.
Big Red.
Thriving. Okay, are we really done?
Yes.
All right. For Voldemort.
And Valor.
That concludes this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and don't let the muggles get you down.
Let them get you down.
Carly.
Everywhere.
Amazing. Just my voice.
Carly, yes. Whimsy's absolutely still going.
Hold on.
Yay.
What's another gum brand?
I know, I'm thinking so
Does Altoids make gum?
No.
Tic Tacs.
No.
Do they make gum?
I don't know.
No.
Tic Tac gum. That's a thing.
Testing.
Testing. This has been happening too often. Is there something wrong with me?
Probably. You know,
Meg, I'm never gonna give you up. Let you down. I just want to say, we're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I.
oh my god.
We're back.
Hey.
He's back. He's back.